Greetings from England, Certain Brands. On behalf of the UP Vanguard Incorporated Partnerships Committee, I, Entheng Reyes, will be presenting the plans of our committee. On this slide, you will see the 7 members of the UPVI Partnership Committee. As you can see, we are a mix of Brads who come from different generations and who also come from different places. I am based in England. Ambassador Gary Domingo is currently in Australia, as well as Bobby Garcia, and Don Ibarra is based in Canada, while the rest of our esteemed Brads are based in the Philippines. In this presentation, on behalf of the Partnership Committee, I'll be presenting our plans. Before I proceed to talking about our plans, I just wanted to highlight the purpose of the Partnership Committee. 2.5 years ago, our former national commander, now our chair, Senior Brad Chito Oreta, invited me and other Brads to consolidate a partnership committee. And the goal then was to nurture the spirit of cooperation and communal unity by an event among key stakeholders of the UPVI in order to complement the mandate of the University of the Philippines as a national university performing its unique and distinctive leadership in higher education and development by channeling the UPVI voice in its known areas of competence, which are national development and national security. This mission is the driving force in the projects that we have conceived and continue to develop within the remit of the UPVI Partnership Committee. Our first project is Oplan Kalaman. This was approved by the UPVI Board of Governors in 2021/2022. Oplan Kalaman is the creation of the UP Vanguard Incorporated research blog, which is called Forward Observer. As previously mentioned, we've had 4 different editions of this research blog. At the moment, it is under development for a relaunch sometime at the end of this year. The priority program addressed by the UPVI research blog is branding and communication, as well as engaging with external stakeholders. It is currently housed on WordPress on a free account. When it was initially launched, it was part of the UPVI website that is managed by our late Brad Alvin Galapon. But after he sadly passed, we no longer have access to the website. One of our key suggestions, and I hope that the members of the Board of Governors consider this, is to perhaps attach the research blog to the broad UPVI website. In this case, we are able to leverage on the payment that we are using for using the website, and at the same time, we are able to house this particular website for free. What are the benefits of this particular project? Greater visibility for the UP Bank Incorporated. We laid the groundwork in establishing a research output capability of our organization, essential for our aspiration, which I will describe later on. And we are also able to partner up with higher education institutes in different parts of the world, as well as with the Philippine Department of Foreign Affairs. This screenshot is the current image of our research blog. This is Ambassador Gary Domingo speaking about the issues and challenges that Philippines and New Zealand face post-pandemic. The other project that we are working on is Oplan Gabayan. Oplan Gabayan is the UP Vanguard and UP Department of Military Science and Tactics International Advisory Board, or IAB. If we do a scan of the top universities in different parts of the world, I believe in North America, the G8 universities in Australia, and the Russell Group of universities in the UK, Most of them have international advisory boards. These are groups of volunteers, captains of industry, successful individuals whose goal is to provide strategic advice to these higher education institutes. The UPVMST is at the moment still a department, and the aspiration is for it to become a degree granting, a certificate granting institution. We believe that in order for us to make that happen, one way to make the process much more systemic is to create an international advisory board. The priority program addressed is the restoration of the ROTC. That's our ultimate goal. And also engagement with external stakeholders. Currently, there's no cost except for the in-kind expenses that the different members of the IAB generously share with us. The benefits are greater visibility of the UPVI. Again, we lay the groundwork for establishing credibility of the UPVI and UPVMSC, and we partner up with higher education institutions in England, Singapore, and North America. This next slide shows us the 15 different individuals that have been approached to become members of the International Advisory Board, those who have accepted, and those that are still pending. The only thing that is missing at the moment is for the national commander and the chair of the UPVI Incorporated to send out formal correspondences to each of the IAB members describing the terms of preferences. It's a formal contract that will be created amongst each member of the IAB and the UPVI Incorporated to formalize this relationship. We have not done it yet because we need to make sure that within the UPVI/UPVMSD we have a small team that will be able to provide secretariat support once we launch the IAB. This is something that we are discussing in the near future. The final project that we're thinking of is more aspirational, and this is Opulent Talakayan 2.0. Some of you may recall that during the height of the pandemic, our organization launched Opulent Talakayan. I was part of the steering committee in that program, and it was an opportunity for us to hear the voices of different brands. If you remember, we created different workshops across one entire day, and we would like to replicate that, the success of that program, by envisioning three phases. Phase one is fortifying the credibility of the UPVI and the UPVMSC through the conduct of regular quarterly policy briefings. This is Opulent Talakayan 2.0. These policy briefings are small brown bag sessions, hybrid, in which we invite resource persons to talk about national security, to talk about the competencies of our organization, to invite guests and perhaps the general public. We will do this phase one, to be followed by phase two, in which we redefine the NSPP program. In phase one, part of the advocacy that we are going to be undertaking is looking at ROTC, looking at the citizen army concepts, looking at NSPP, with the objective of redefining NSPP, a reimagination of the NSPP for today's contemporary challenges. And then phase three will be establishing the UPVI DMSD Center for Strategic Security Studies. This is not the final name, but something that will be able to provide degrees and certificates for individuals who will be partaking in the program. The priority program addresses ROTC restoration, engagement with external stakeholders, and perhaps changing the way that the UPVI and UPVMSD are configured. We are not sure. but this is our aspirational goal. The benefits will be, of course, reimagining UPVI and perhaps putting vigor into and new energy into our organization. Those are the plans of the UPVI Partnership Committee. Again, on behalf of the members of the committee, we look forward to receiving your comments, suggestions, objections, and feedback. Thank you very much.